Hey, Matt, guess what?
What's up, Dave?
I just realized there are no strings on me.
What? Wait a second. Let me. Everyone, I'm looking at the roof. I see no strings. I see no person that is larger than the two of us.
It's not an NSYNC music video?
That's
Or was it Backstreet Boys?
I could not tell you.
You want to talk Age of Adeline?
Age of who?
Oh, I think I watched the wrong movie.
It was Harrison Ford in it.
Yes. But
Did
he turned red.
Well, now you have two movies confused. You have Age of Adeline and Clear and Present Danger.
Oh, my bad.
Is he in that one?
Yeah, he is in that
He
one.
is in that one? I was like, am I landing on an Affleck one? Is this a Baldwin?
Is he in Some of All Fears?
Baldwin's just in
He's
Red
just in
October.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad that we're talking about Jack Ryan on the Avengers 2 episode.
Let's do it. You want to get into it?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about Jack Ryan.
Hell yeah. Welcome to a series of podcasts discussing series of films.
I'm Matt.
I'm Dave.
In a world inundated with prequels, sequels, spin-offs, and reboots, we ask the question,
do we need one more? I think we do.
I think we don't.
Welcome to another episode of We Need One More.
Yes, the only movie podcast that is afraid of cuttlefish, deep sea fish.
Deep sea fish and giant robots lopping our arms off.
That's so true. That's true. Who immediately apologize. They're very polite about it.
Very polite about it.
How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I
mean, I was pretty good until you mentioned the cuttlefish, but
Sorry, it's okay. They're not here.
Okay, thank God.
They're not here. Unless we do an episode underwater.
Okay.
Which could be fun.
That could be welcome to one more.
That's pretty good. Just it's in the complete darkness of the ocean. We're in the depths of the ocean floor.
We're there and we're like, there's a light in the distance, and then James Cameron hits the corner in his sub.
I'm on board. Get James Cameron on this podcast.
Okay.
Let's
make it happen, guys. Let's start subscribing and comment, liking. Okay.
Make it happen.
I'll call him. Last time I called him, he called me a bitch.
Really?
So, yeah.
What did you do?
I cried.
Oh, that is also how
he said, "You'll never understand why they're blue." And I was like,
I want to jump into this because I'm very excited to talk about this movie, and by excited I mean excited. This is
we're not pretending.
No, I don't know how you feel about this movie. We'll talk about our relationship with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie gets a bad rap despite being flawed.
Yes, I think it's flawed, but I also think it's a deeply underrated Marvel movie in the grand scheme of things. It probably is the weakest of the Avenger movies, but I think that doesn't mean that this is a bad movie.
Well, because all the other ones are really good.
Yeah.
It's like you're like...
You're kind of like, it's like statistically, I guess one of them had to be the weakest, and this one just being kind of like I guess you could kind of look at it as like a filler episode, but I feel like there's so much like stuff that gets set up. I'm like, this is like the best kind of filler. But I don't even know if you can really call it a filler episode. Like, it feels like it's really integral to the setup for everything that happens in the next couple of movies. That it's like, I feel like people just don't give it the respect it deserves.
The thing, because that stuff is kind of, while the information is there for the larger universe, that stuff is the stuff that I kind of find myself bumping up against the most. The stuff that really makes this movie shine for me. I was talking to Dish about this off mic when we were going to come in to record. I wish we had more Avengers movies like this one, in the sense of, this is the only Avengers movie to me that is about like the Avengers on a mission as a team.
Yeah, it kind of is. The rest of the movie, every other movie is them trying to figure out how to get together and team up.
Yeah,
and in this one, they're basically a team the whole time.
The first one is the origin, so that, all that stuff. Infinity War, and I say this as I like all these movies very much. Infinity War is the fracturing of them. No one's able to talk to each other. And then Endgame is like a movie about grief and about how to come back together. Yeah. And like, I love all that stuff, but I do think it's nice to watch a movie like this that is just about the Avengers stopping a bad guy. It sounds simple, but I like that.
It's pretty straightforward, but it's like, I don't know, it's a good hangout movie. Like, it's fun just watching them like exist with each other, like doing the party and like lifting the hammer and all that good stuff.
I wish I was telling Dish this as well. I wish there was another movie, another Avengers movie like this before Doomsday.
I did too.
I'm really bummed that like we don't have a version of this with, you know, who are essentially our new Avengers going into Doomsday, which I believe is Thor, Joaquin Torres Falcon, Sam Wilson Captain America, Ant-Man, Shang-Chi, and
Shuri, I guess,
and Shuri, those
because we can't count anyone from Thunderbolts asterisks, the new Avengers.
Yes.
A wild choice to do right in the middle of like, hey, everyone's coming back. Also, like,
yeah. Well, I mean, look, I don't want to rewrite the Marvel universe, and we're here to talk about Age of Ultron, but it is like to do like a version of like you do like Thunderbolts earlier, and they're the new Avengers, and then you do like an Avengers versus Avengers movie that is Sam Wilson's Avengers versus Bucky Barnes' Avengers, ostensibly.
Yeah.
And then Doomsday is kind of, or you do, instead of Doomsday, you do an Avengers versus X-Men movie. Like, you do like, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah. I saw a thing that was like what they think Doomsday is going to be, or like maybe it was leaked, maybe it's completely made up, because you never know.
There's 1,000 things.
But like they was talking about like a 5-act structure, and I was like, each one of those acts sounds packed to the brim with a lot of stuff. Like that sounds like a lot. Like even for like what is maybe going to be a 3-hour and 45-minute movie.
It has to. There's
which I'm like, at what
much.
point? Yeah, I'm like, at what point do you just not just go like, hey, like we're just going to do another part 1, part 2. Like we'll just do it 1 year after another kind of thing.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Secret Wars comes out.
I thought Secret Wars was going to be like 2 years after.
No, they're filming Secret Wars. They're starting to film it now.
I'm doing very bad research. I need to get it together.
I am chronically online.
Nice.
Which is...
Well, I am too, but I think I just get videos of like people working wood. Wait, that sounded...
Steve Rogers...
Like construction. Yeah.
Chopping
the wood.
Chopping up.
Yeah.
That... We'll get to it.
We'll get to it, yeah.
Dave, what's your relationship with Avengers, Check's watch, of Age of Ultron?
The whole age of it.
Yes.
What is his age? Maybe
it's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a week.
It's about a week or two old.
About a week old, yeah. I mean, Vision was born yesterday, so
that's true.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with this movie?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I remember I saw it in theaters, and I think I just saw it with my family the one time, but I remember really enjoying it and thinking it was like awesome because, like, I feel like there's a jump in the cinematography. Like, it doesn't look like a TV movie in this one. Like, it doesn't look like a movie. And like the VFX is still really good in a lot of it, but it's also like, there's some parts where you're like, oh yeah, they definitely like made some last minute changes on that suit there, kind of thing.
Sure.
But I remember seeing it in theaters and really liking it, but I don't remember like much more than that. I just remember seeing it.
Did you have like in terms of the build up to the movie, was there a worry about it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was like, because it was that thing of like, oh yeah, they did the impossible. They did 5 solo movies and then a big team up, and it made a lot of money, and everyone was really happy. Like, so I was like, can they do it again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember when the trailer dropped, being like, oh, because I think it was a Super Bowl spot, right? Where they like revealed everyone, and they were like, we got the no strings on me, and the like.
It was like horror coded. It was very dark.
And there was like one shot of him being like, I'm here, like.
Yeah.
James Spader, I'm the fucking Lizard King.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, it was all I thought about this last time I watched it.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, I remember. I mean, I remember being like really super hyped. I remember having they had the concept art during like Comic-Con of like everyone fighting the Ultron bots.
Yeah.
And there was like Vision like in the corner being like, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm doing a floaty thing.
Yeah.
And I had that as like my wallpaper for a while, like in the lead up to the movie.
Sick.
So yeah, I was excited, and I enjoyed myself when it came out.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm not too dissimilar. I remember being very anticipated for this movie. There's a photo. I went to see it at a theater that's very close near us. It's in a mall that is at this point it is dead and dying. I'll say I feel like we all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away locations. I don't know how I feel about that.
No. Were there many piano stores and maybe one Baja Fresh?
I actually literally don't know. There was a I dish on Mike like trying to.
Maybe we go to different malls.
I thought this was the Laguna Hills Mall.
No, there was a laser tag place there that was frequented and now is gone, and a Color Me Mine. And
oh no, I do now.
Yes, I went there.
Nice.
The movie theater that still exists there is kind of the only way that mall is still in operation.
Yeah.
I remember going there, and they had like a photo op. Like there was like a person dressed as like Iron Man and Black Widow that like stood outside the theater. That me, my younger brother, and my younger sister.
Were the costumes like kind of good, or do they kind of look like the Always Sunny?
I can probably find it. I'll try to see if I can find it on.
Oh, we have to post that this week.
I'll try to look at it while we talk about the movie. But I remember being very excited about this movie. I remember that trailer that you're talking about, and I specifically remember really trying to find the first look at the Vision, because they played very coy about that.
Yeah, and they were so coy. I actually forgot he was in the movie when I sat down to watch it. By the time it actually like came out, and like when all that started happening, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Fuck.
There was I remember
stopping my brother's leg. You know?
True. There was like a month or two before the movie came out. They released a TV spot, and the end of the TV spot is the super extreme close-up shot of Vision just opening his eyes.
Yeah.
And I remember them putting that in there and screenshotting it and being like,
nice.
First look at the Vision. I remember everyone talking about first look at the Vision, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I was loosely familiar with the Vision, but like, as I've said before, I think on this show, I was more of like a DC kid, despite loving them. This is very disapproved. I loved both, but I was more
like, take your Batman and your Superman and get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. He's like, oh, you like Superman Returns? You like Superman Returns?
Superman Returns? Did you want one more of those? No,
didn't.
And he stabs you with a kryptonite blade.
It's true. I said that I loved Superman Returns more than Avengers, and he went wrong like that. I remember being very excited and learning about the characters. That was kind of how the MCU was for me. I was aware of the Marvel characters, most of the big ones, but a lot of the ones like Vision, I was like getting to explore them as the movies were coming out.
I know what this is.
And I also just really liked Paul Bettany as an actor.
Paul Bettany's great.
I was like 12, and I was like, Paul Bettany is the best, which is true.
Knight's Tale's getting like a 4K restoration.
I
think it's going to get a limited release,
yes.
So I want to check that out.
I would love that. But so I was very excited about this. I remember being very high expectations met when I walked out of this movie. And then as I got older, people kind of being like, this movie sucks. This movie is bad.
Everyone kind of started dogging it.
Yeah, everyone really dogged on this movie, and
like they were putting it like just above like Thor: The Dark World in like most of the conversations like in that early run, and it was like, wait, hold on, I don't think that like is fair.
No, it was very aggressive. People were very unhappy with this movie. And sorry, I'm still trying to find the picture like as we walk through the episode.
It's okay. You can just tell me you're ignoring me.
I am. I'm playing. That man is playing Galaga. And over time, I was kind of like, I was never on the team of Avengers 2 is bad.
No, I've kind of always been like, it's underrated, I think. I think people don't give it enough credit.
I was like, I get it. Like, you know, the first one, it's the magic of seeing them. So by this time you get to the second one, there's not that same level. So blah, 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 blah. But I think this movie is pretty fucking good.
I think it is. I found myself like when we were rewatching Avengers 1, I remember just kind of zoning out a lot because I'd seen the movie a lot, and so I was just like, I think I drank too much coffee and stuff. Did you find it?
I found it.
You found it? I can't wait.
Do you want me to show you right now?
Yeah, okay. Show me. I can't wait.
Look at it. How
that Iron Man's not bad.
It's not bad, right? Yeah.
I really was expecting like a Danny DeVito guy like wearing the suit, and you're just like, oh, this is.
I'm gonna screenshot this. We can, if you're down, we can edit this into the episode.
Oh, I'm so down.
I'm screenshotting my Instagram out of it. It's just
put it here
be the
in
picture.
3, 2, 1.
There it is. Here it is.
In all its glory.
I'm texting it in our group chat. Just so there's a record of it.
I'm expecting like Mac is like Black Widow, like.
But yeah, me and my Spider-Man or my Captain America t-shirt that's way too big.
You'll go into it.
Dish is laughing in the corner. I think well, we'll kind of break into our 3 acts, right, of this movie, of talking about this movie. So in terms of like,
sorry, you're rizzing up the camera pretty good in this photo.
Okay, look.
That's funny.
Everyone has an awkward smile phase.
That's so funny.
Right, and so I was in my awkward smile phase. God, my hair was so like. There's so much volume.
I know, yeah. It's like reaching for the stars.
Well, you know.
Always reaching. Always
what
stretching.
happens when you're short is you have your hair try to make up for the difference.
You have to make up the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But talking about kind of the 3 acts that we're talking about this movie, the 3 subsects, right? It's quality of film, rewatchability, and narrative runway. Getting into the quality of film.
Mm-hmm.
I think when this movie is setting up future movies,
yeah,
I think it is a bit homeworky.
A little bit, yeah. So some of it's a little clunky.
Yeah, I think it's kind of clunky. And we are not the first, I suppose, to say that, right? It's the Thor stuff.
Yeah.
This is really the movie I feel like where Hemsworth was like, yeah, I'm getting a little tired of doing this.
Yeah.
I'd really like for something new.
Well,
please.
yeah, he was like sort of like, hey, I think I maybe want to do other things.
He was pretty vocal.
And then Ragnarok did so well, he's like, I'm in it forever now.
Yeah.
And then, Love and Thunder happened, and now he's like, maybe I am getting too old for this.
Yeah. Maybe I take a break. And he was like, if we do another one, it's got to be very different and all this other stuff.
He's like, maybe I could wear a suit and do like some crime and be like, crime 101.
Be like, this is the basics of it, the 101.
Yeah, this is the basic, yeah.
I'm kind of excited for that movie.
Crime 411.
By the time this episode comes out, that movie will have come in and left theaters, I think.
I think so, yeah. I think it's out like right now. So.
Yeah, we haven't watched it yet, but I want to go see it. I'm excited.
I want to go see it. Is it a Michael Mann or is it someone else?
It's like, it's someone else. It's not Mann, but because he did Black Hat, right?
Yeah,
you were thinking of
Hat.
another Hemsworth vehicle.
Well, I was like wondering if it was like a reteam, and then he was like, yeah, I'll go do another Michael Mann.
No, I think it's a different.
He does a Heat.
It's a different guy. It's like it's like an indie guy or whatever. But yeah, I think while you look that up, I'll kind of keep riffing. The stuff with Thor is
Bart Layton
a bit clunky. I think he's very fun in the beginning and in the end.
Yeah.
And in the middle, they really lose track of him.
But yeah, in the middle, they're like, hey, maybe he should go to the hot tub of destiny and take his shirt off.
This is one of those things where like, and look, hey, I'm not against it. Let me
no.
Good on him. But there have been a lot of discussions about Feige and the director of this movie kind of clashing, and Feige saying like, if you want to keep the stuff on the farm, I need you to put the Infinity Stones in it. Like, was kind of his thing. That it was like,
that's interesting.
That was the compromise.
That's funny. That's the compromise. But the stuff on the farm is much more interesting than the hot tub scene.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I will say, again, with stuff that like works, but I kind of bump up against a little bit. Not to be like, I know I talked about Hawkeye in the last episode. This movie makes it
because you're a Hawkeye hater.
Fuck Clint Barton. No, I actually like.
That's nope. It's too late. You can't take it back, even if it's a bit. Get him in the comments.
I said this on the last episode that I was like, I like Hawkeye and I think he's interesting, and I had a full discussion. I hope I'm not echoing myself, but like I had a full discussion with one of our friends.
Echo's not in this one, Matt.
You're right. I had a full conversation with one of our friends where I was like, Hawkeye's a character that's existed for like 50 years. Yeah. There has to be a reason he works. The Matt Fraction run is very popular. There has to be a reason he works. And she was like, nope, absolutely not. Hawkeye sucks. He needs to go away. And I was like, I promise you he can be interesting. And she was like, I don't agree. Yeah. Because I think the movies have kind of, played a little wonky with him. I think they do make a concerted effort to try to make him more in this movie. And I can appreciate it, but on a rewatch, I find it a little superficial.
Yeah.
I think, again, talking about the construction and quality of the movie, and kind of just jumping into it, when we're on the farm, right? And there's that whole conversation with Linda Cardellini. Love to see her, by the way.
Love to see Linda.
Great to see her included in this universe. And she's talking about the team and, that he's like, you don't think they need me? And she's like, I actually think they do. And that's what's scariest and all this other stuff. Yeah. I don't see Hawkeye. If we're going to put a magnifying glass on that, right? Which I'm open to. Like, if we're gonna do that and we're gonna explore what Hawkeye means to the team, I would like for him to have a conversation with the team that isn't purely plot focused.
Yeah.
He gets the moment with Scarlet Witch, which is great.
But he kind of needed like a moment with like all of them or something.
Yes.
Like...
Rewatching it, I was like, I want to agree with you, movie. I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing why Hawkeye is important in the team that currently exists.
Yeah, they don't actually do anything with that outside of what his conversation with Scarlet Witch, but that's like her also like joining the team.
Yeah,
that's not a reflection of everyone else on the team. Like,
yes,
so it's a little like,
and by the end of the movie,
we are just kind of saying it and not doing it, I guess.
And he leaves the team at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, if he's important to the team, he leaves.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, like
it's movie, like a line that's like really good, that sounds good, but they didn't actually like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, like it's there, and I do think Renner and the Hawkeye show does a good job at this too. Where like, and Civil War, he does this a little bit. Like, and the scene with him and Wanda in this movie, like, he can do the like reluctant mentor well, which is a good place for Hawkeye to be in. I've heard people talk about, like, you know, theorize and kind of hope for the idea that, like, if we did like a West Coast Avengers with like with Wonder Man and Shang-Chi and Ant-Man, like all that stuff would be cool.
Also, that Wonder Man poster of him sitting on the W on the Hollywood sign is pretty sick.
Again, Wonder Man is a show that will be out by the time this episode drops. It's not out as of yet.
No.
I'm very excited for Wonder Man.
Yeah,
I'm very hopeful
hope
for
it's
it.
good.
I hope it's good.
It is crazy though that Trevor Slattery has had more appearances in the MCU than Shang-Chi.
That is true. And I love Trevor. I think
the not
he's very
Mandarin
funny.
has showed up at least 2 more times than Shang-Chi.
I saw Ben Kingsley on like a behind the scenes for that. He said Trevor is an actor and I'm an actor, and that's the difference. And I was like,
says everything you need to know right there.
That's hilarious.
I love Ben Kingsley.
But yeah, like Hawkeye would be a really great fit to lead the West Coast Avengers. Like, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie is trying to set him up in some, like, they are expressing the importance of Hawkeye, but we never see what his importance is in the team. Like, there's not a spotlight on that for him.
Yeah.
So I like give the movie a pat on the back and like appreciate the, not to sound condescending, but like I appreciate the movie in its attempt to do that.
They've made movies that made over $2 billion. We can condescend them if we want.
And the person who made this movie, I'm happy to condescend the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
To be honest. But
the irony of a man who got canceled for harassing a woman who also has been canceled, I think, is pretty funny.
Is that what happened?
I don't know.
I'm just aware of the other stuff.
There was like a lot of stuff, and then there was some stuff going on when he was doing the Justice League reshoots that was also like not helpful.
Oh, you're talking about
Gal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
we don't have to jump too much into. I guess it wasn't only that, but I do find it pretty funny.
He's a bad guy who's done bad things. And we
and declared himself a feminist while doing it. So
yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, with Hawkeye, like I like what they are going with. I like the design of him. I think it's maybe his best suit.
Yeah, probably.
It's just speaking purely, you know.
He doesn't wear the thing like with the mask that like he has in the comics at any point, right?
No,
I think they referenced it in the show. I think I heard, but
yes.
I don't think it actually show him wearing it.
We briefly talked about this last week. They referenced it in the show. There is a. Do you care for like light spoilers for Hawkeye?
Yeah, you can give me some light spoilers.
I
might check it out in between now and Doomsday, but I will see what happens.
You should check it out. It's fun. Yeah.
I want to do a rewatch of like Phase 4 and 5 as much as I can, but some of the shows are such. There was a reason I stopped watching them. You know,
it's fair. I honestly think the volume of them is almost worse than the quality of them.
Yeah,
I think the fact there are things that are there that are like about the same level as some of the worst stuff in Phase 1 through 3.
Okay.
I think, but I think that there was so much of it that people were like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Well, it was like, because like Phases 1 through 3, you were like, generally speaking, there were more good movies than bad movies.
Sure.
And even some of those bad ones were like entertaining at least. Like, or like really funny. Like I think the Ant-Man movies are on the weaker end typically, but like those first 2 are still really funny.
One is, I think, a blast.
Yeah, one's a blast.
And 2, I think,
I feel like the quality is just a little
well.
bit lower, but like I still enjoy everyone. Like, not to knock it. 2,
3's pretty rough.
3 is abysmally bad. 3 is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
We saw it together.
We did. We were very quiet that whole movie.
We were pretty quiet.
I think there was kind of a general like,
what the fuck? Yeah, yeah.
Like the whole time. So,
but
yeah, wild times we live in.
But in Hawkeye, there is a pretty sizable subplot line about a Renaissance fair, which I totally appreciate. And one of the people in the Renaissance fair is wearing the classic Hawkeye outfit.
And he doesn't like steal it as a disguise.
No.
That would have been great if he was wearing it.
From what I remember, it's that like someone has taken his bow and like has put it in the Ren Fair, I think is what it is.
Interesting.
And he is like, hey, I need my bow. And they're like, well, it's mine now. And he's like, well, I need it back. And they're like, well, then you need to win it. And so Hawkeye has to like...
He has to do like an Odysseus.
He has to LARP. And it's quite fun. Because it's Hawkeye with like a rubber sword.
You have to LARP. He doesn't just... throw punch the guy and take the bow back.
It's
No, I really want to check this out.
It's a good time.
I want to see how they
Hawkeye's
rationalize
fun.
him not just like breaking necks,
It's a good time.
I know he's like, no, I'm trying to like retire like after every movie because
Yeah.
I have a family to raise,
But getting past Hawkeye, that was just kind of one of the things that I think I want to talk about.
Okay.
I think the movie is pretty. I think it's really strong with Iron Man.
Yeah, I think the Iron Man stuff's really strong. I think the way... I mean, I feel like they don't do a lot with Cap in this one, but I feel like you can see what he's sort of like picking up on, and then like the way that sets him up in Civil War, I think is really, really cool.
Yeah. I think their disagreements in this really help bridge the gap.
Mhm.
Like that stuff for me feels way more integrated into the plot than the Thor stuff.
I would agree.
Like setting the seeds for Wakanda and setting the seeds for Civil War feel far more integrated than Thor being like, Wanda fucked me up. I have some visions. I need to go and be away from everybody.
Yeah.
The idea of like, Ultron wants to continue to improve himself. The strongest metal in the world is vibranium, so he goes to a vibranium dealer. Like that all makes sense to me. Tony post Avengers and post Iron Man 3 being like, I want to protect the world as much as I can. Like shouldn't, and especially Iron Man 3 that he's kind of like retired Iron Man.
Yeah.
Which
I won't lie, I've always hated that he loses the arc reactor. I'm like,
yeah.
It's always been like a detail. I'm like, okay, you can retire, but like if he's gonna be back in the next movie, then why are we pulling that out?
It's part of the problem I think of a cinematic universe where it's like I think people have talked about with the comics too of like the false sense of change that like you see it makes it seem like a character has grown, but they kind of that like Iron Man. I think it works within Iron Man 3, an underrated movie as well.
Iron Man 3 is also is a pretty great watch. I always think I don't care for that one, and then every time I see it, I'm like, that movie kind of slaps.
It's better with every watch, man. That movie rocks. But at the end of it, it kind of works as like the ending of a trilogy that he's like, grown from it and all this other stuff. It's a little maybe heavy-handed, him throwing it in the river and all that, or in the ocean.
Yeah.
But then, when they kind of bring it up in Civil War that he's like, I kind of couldn't stop being Iron Man.
He's like, I'm kind of addicted to this.
Yes, but him in this one, it does kind of track that he's like, I don't want to be Iron Man anymore. I made that decision already.
Yeah, we have some loose ends to tie up.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be great? Doesn't he say it in this one? So we can end the fight, so we can go home.
Yeah, he's like, isn't that the mission, to end it so that we don't have to do this anymore? Like it just is protected.
Yeah, and Captain America is
got that great line.
He's a soldier. Which
every time someone tries to end a war before it starts, innocent people get hurt.
Yes,
which I think is a pretty good. Like I'm like that says like everything you need to know going into Civil War, pretty succinctly.
Yeah, and even the
especially because he's coming out of Winter Soldier, where they were like, we're just gonna blast everyone on the planet that's maybe a threat.
Yeah, for real. Like all that stuff. Cap or Iron Man being like, I saw space and I saw the size of the ship. We can't beat that.
Yeah.
And, Cap's maybe the argument, his naive outlook of we'll do it as a team, we'll lose, we'll do that together too.
Yeah,
like
it's you can't do that. That's like sort of a invasion of freedom.
All that stuff. I mean, we kind of said it last week. Like all of that rapport and kind of moral, back and forth between Cap and Tony throughout all of these movies is so good. And
no, it is.
And God,
their dynamic is like on point and gets like better with like every movie.
Yes, Evans and Downey, hot take,
hot take, yeah,
are unbelievable in this movie.
Yeah, the scene where they're chopping trees is pretty fantastic. Like it's like that's a great scene.
I think all of and like Tony, when he comes back around to being like, I think Bruce's interplay into that, his integration into that conversation is very good. Fucking Downey being like, you just roll over every time, and he's like, only when I've created.
He's like, we created a murder bot, dude. Like,
and then when he comes back to do Vision, and he's like,
what if we did it again? And he's like, bro, we just.
Ruffalo's like, I'm in a time loop. I'm caught in a time loop. It just keeps happening.
Yeah.
I think all that is very fun.
Yeah.
I wish. I am growing as I get older. I realize more and more how much I think the Hulk is the best.
Yeah.
The Hulk rules.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, there's the moment in the movie where we see everybody's nightmares, right? That Wanda has shown everybody these alternate versions. I kind of wish we saw Bruce's. I think it's kind of a bit of a waste to not see. He is the most, arguably in the history of the comics,
he's the most traumatized,
the most conflicted and traumatized character.
Yeah.
And so to like I love Captain America, but just to see like a dance and to see
he's like, there's a life I could have had that wasn't like this.
Yeah, and obviously they play with some like kind of like horror coded stuff of like the soldiers laughing and the red stuff on the shirt, which is fun.
Yeah.
That sequence is a little oddly
it's oddly paced
for me. But like the Hulk, we kind of just do it so we can do the Hulkbuster fight, which is great.
It's a great fight.
But I do wish
go to sleep.
All that stuff. Like Tony having to still save people again. I do appreciate these first two movies showing bystanders
saving people.
Yeah, that like Tony has to catch the elevator because it's starting to fall and all this stuff. Him checking the building to make sure that it's empty.
Hey, can we buy this building? How fast can we buy this building?
All that stuff I think
just wrecks it.
Yeah, I mean all that stuff is wonderful, and like we're having a lot of fun with the Hulk. The tension of him knowing that he kind of can't have a regular life and his decision to kind of excommunicate himself. I enjoy. How do we stand looking at the construction of the movie? How do we stand on the
Black Widow stuff?
Yes.
So
Bless you.
So it's funny, when I first watched this movie, I've never hated the idea of them maybe being an item, but her sort of boiling it down to, well, I can't have kids. Like, so who's the real monster is so rude to her.
I honestly,
but like the idea of like her being like, yeah, I'm really like, I struggle to connect to people like on this level, but like you in a very different way, but also like there's some similarities there. Like I kind of liked that dynamic a little bit of like, well, we're kind of outside this thing, so that maybe makes us kind of good for each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think they totally thread the needle on it, and it's a little distracting, I think, ultimately.
I definitely don't think they thread the needle on it. I like the moment. That, honestly, moment is kind of the strongest for me, that he's like,
Ruffalo's insane in that scene, like where he's like, look at me, like I can't do, like he's so good in that scene.
I think that moment of her almost offering like a branch for him to be like, I can't give you a regular life, and she's like, that was taken away from me a long time ago. Like you don't have to worry.
I'm just looking for companionship.
Like,
kind of thing.
That I like all that. I think there's just I can't put my finger on it every time I watch it, and like I know I'm not the that everybody kind of isn't really on board for this. One, I think maybe part of it is because for the longest time the MCU was so because of legal stuff probably, like just could not acknowledge any of the Hulk.
Yeah.
That it felt a little like, well, but we have all these loose threads of like, where's Betty? You know, what is the Hulk's life outside of being an Avenger? That when we pair him with Black Widow, that maybe it's the audience kind of recognizing
that it's kind of
what is going on.
Yeah.
I like Ruffalo. I like ScarJo. Their chemistry isn't too romantic.
It's
for
not
me.
Great.
Yeah,
they're really good in that scene where he comes out of the shower together. But like, I feel like when they're flirting at the bar, it feels really forced.
A little, yeah.
You know, and it's like it's that thing of like I kind of see like the inclination for what they're trying to do, but they just don't stick the landing on it. And
no,
yeah,
I
know
don't.
Most people aren't a fan of that one, but
yeah, it's like I get it, but I don't think it works.
Yeah.
It's close. It's
they're close. They're like they're heading the right direction for a little bit of it, but like that line about her being like, "Well, I can't have kids, so like, who's the real monster?" is like, what?
Yeah,
like that's a bad moment in what is a mostly great scene.
It's interesting. They bring up some interesting character dynamics. How do we feel about talking about kind of new inclusions and things that they bring in this movie? The twins.
Wanda's
Scarlet
a
Witch.
great addition.
Yes.
And I mean, we have that with like the hindsight of like seeing everything she's going to get to do. That's Elizabeth Olsen, but
where do you stand on Pietro Maximoff?
I think we need to stop making that guy do accents. I don't know that.
Right,
with love to Aaron Taylor Johnson, he does an accent I think in every movie I've ever seen him in, and I don't know that he's the best at it.
Okay, fair.
But I think he's fine. I think they don't. It's one of those things like there's so much going on. Like I really felt like they needed like their own little spin-off thing like before. To set them up a little like it's just like when this movie starts, it like launches into like there's no build up to them like being like, hey, the Avengers are back. It is like
there's the post credits and Winter Soldier.
It is 30 seconds before you see them shoot a guy and they're driving the Jeep like in the ice, like and, like knocking guys over. Like within 60 seconds they do the like and we're back, and I'm like there is like no build up or any sort of fanfare. It's just like and it's Avengers movie. Here we go. Like, which I don't hate, but I also kind of wish there was like a little bit of a build up to the reveal of like, here they are, guys, like in all their glory. Like, and so it's like I don't feel like we get to know Pietro enough. And I know they have like those monologues with Ultron like in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, the picture.
But they're very like and like they're great actors, but like that scene, it does feel a little bit like high school theater monologue.
Yeah.
They're like, we were there in the rubble, and we just waited and waited. And I'm like, I like the idea of what they're trying to do. I just don't think it works.
I think I love Wanda. I think she's great. I think Elizabeth Olsen is great in that role. I do think rewatching this, I feel like they get about the same amount of stuff in this movie. I think she gets a little bit more with like getting to see what Ultron's full plan is and all this other stuff.
Yeah, she feels like she has a more like agency. Like he kind of just follows her around, I feel like. And so I feel like that's a little disappointing.
I feel like I have a similar amount of general characterization with them, even if she's a little more active.
How do you feel about the blue trails?
I like it, actually.
You do? Okay.
I do kind of like it.
I've never like outright hated it, but like I've also never like it always just feels like, well, he has to have the trail because she has the red, like
yeah.
But I don't know.
I think there are some fun visualizations of his powers. Oh, we had Dish coming in.
I have words from above. I'm just kidding.
Hello, Mr. Producer.
It's probably my second favorite visualization, which I do join the bandwagon of Makari having probably
Makari's
the
best.
Yeah. I think it's Makari and then Quicksilver. I like it.
Yeah,
fair. Makari is definitely when in Eternals. I was like, oh, Chloe Zhao. That's how you fucking.
That's
do
how you
speed.
do it. Eternals has its issues, but that final fight is dope as fuck.
Maybe we'll talk about Eternals one day.
We should talk about Eternals one day, I think.
I think there's enough.
I think
there's a discussion there.
I think it was worthy there.
But I
have a love-hate relationship with that movie, I think. I've only seen it one time, so I do need to rewatch it.
I saw it twice in theaters.
Oh, look at you.
Just laugh. I watched it once, like with friend, I think with us, and then
No, I saw it with Connor and Caitlin.
Oh, okay.
My
I must
siblings.
have seen it with other.
So I saw it
members
like
of the
way
group.
after. I was like late to the party on that one. So
I saw it once with my family and once with friends.
Okay.
But
life was just too busy. I was like,
that's so true. Quicksilver, I think had he stuck around, I think we would like him more.
Mm-hmm.
I think the director of this movie has a love of killing characters. It's one of those where like I think it can be very effective, but it does seem like in his work he thinks that you have to kill somebody in order to give stakes, which I think is wrong. I to be honest, like not to be too blunt about it, but like I think it can help build stakes.
Yeah.
I think with like in Avengers 1, for example, the death of Coulson, like I respond pretty well to the idea of like these people are so fractured from each other that like the loss of someone is kind of unfortunately something that they need in order to come together. I can run with that. In this one, he's really setting up, I'm gonna kill Hawkeye, I'm gonna kill Hawkeye, I'm gonna kill Hawkeye. And then they subvert it. And I'm not even saying like I just think what's the point?
Yeah.
A little bit like with the death, like the construction of it, like all the pieces are there to do a setup or a twist of who dies, and they have the you didn't see that coming rule of 3, right? They landed this as like last words for Quicksilver, which all that I'm like, you're doing all the stuff, but I am like, why do we feel the need to kill someone that we aren't
barely
connected to?
Yeah.
Like they are able to catapult it a little bit with Wanda, you know, you took out my heart, do you know how it feels like that? Like that is pretty metal. Like and Olsen sells the shit out of it. And I know people have talked about, oh, it's like a rights thing, like Fox got Quicksilver and Disney gets Wanda. That's never been fully confirmed, right? So I can't speak one way or another on it. I just think like I don't know. The Avenger, like I don't see it. It unfortunately feels like it doesn't matter to the story.
It's not super relevant. It probably would have just been better if they had just built up the thing and then just completely caught us off guard instead of trying to like tease that they were going to do it just to do the reversal.
Yeah, it just feels like he thinks a person should die.
Yeah.
So he's decided on Quicksilver.
Yeah. And it does feel like it's part of that like unofficial like custody agreement that they had with Fox over the characters, because for those of you who don't know, because Wanda and Quicksilver are technically X-Men and Avengers, the rights were like split, and then basically a judge was like, well, you guys can both use the characters as long as you don't mention the Avengers and you guys don't mention the X-Men. And then they kind of did the wink and a nod, and one of them took Quicksilver and then the other one took Wanda, and
and they're
did a parent trap.
They're enhanced, right, in this, and their powers come from the stone or whatever. At this moment in time, they changed that. But I also think with Quicksilver, it's one of those guys, and people who know what this channel where we do this show, what it used to be, people would be aware that I am a fan of speedsters. I like them quite a bit. I do think that there is a fun dynamic of a speedster on the team that we lose out on. Obviously, it's just like a power set thing. That's not really a character thing, but like, I do think, you know, having the director having said in the last movie that he's like, I just have a lot of guys that can punch. I'd like to change it up. Then I'm like, well, you have killed one of the people that does something other than just punch. Like, you know, you're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. Obviously, you get to use them for the whole movie in a way, but I think the arc of the twins together, mostly tracks.
It mostly tracks. I feel like they never really get to do a lot with it. Like even by the time you get to WandaVision, it's more about her relationship to Vision. Which is fine. That's like not a criticism. It's just like it ends up being one of those things they just kind of are okay like forgetting about.
Wanda having a brother really isn't the most important thing to her
Doesn't really
character.
drive her very much.
It's really her and Vision.
Yeah, and the children.
And the children.
Think of the children.
They love the books. But yeah, I like it, but I just think this movie, something I wanted to kind of bring up again with this stuff is like he's really leaning into his, to use an acting term, isms. Like for those of you who don't understand that, like isms are like basically things that an actor does every time. It's not like a crutch, but it's
like a little yeah, it's their thing.
Their thing that they do, right? If you want to think about it, like it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Like with George Clooney, like the head bobble is certainly one of them.
The way he like looks down and then like hits you with the line.
Yeah, and you usually when you're training as an actor, you kind of try to work your way out of those things.
Yeah, like John Bernthal has the like hand behind the head, like and the nod.
And with writers, there's definitely stuff like that. And with this, in this particular case, right, killing someone to add stakes, and this person's style of comedy, I would say, are their isms. And in this one, I feel like he is kind of leaning into it in a way that sometimes it's a bit too much.
Yeah, just a little bit.
There's that moment in the beginning where Iron Man wipes out all the Hydra thugs. And he's like, okay, good talk. And one of the Hydra thugs kind of ADR-wise goes like, not a good talk.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we don't
okay,
need
that's
that
a bit much.
Yeah.
You're kind of...
It's like they're taking like because they had like a nice like balancing act in the first one, and this one they're just a little bit on the other side of it.
Yes, but it's still fun. Like, I think it's all... I don't know if you have any kind of quality of film stuff you want to talk about more before we talk about just like rewatchability. I guess
we haven't really talked about Ultron and James Spader like fully. It's kind of the big thing.
How do you feel about Ultron?
I think he's great in this.
Yeah,
I think James Spader's really fantastic as this character, and I kind of wish we got more of it, and not in like the what if kind of way. You know, he just kind of shows up, and I'm actually not 100% sure what happens with him in that what if episode, but I haven't actually seen it. But,
did not watch that episode.
No, okay, we don't have to talk about it. But
not out of any
no, it's like it's
spite,
a character that's like really interesting and is like really like sort of integral to the like Avenger dynamic, because he's like always like a reoccurring like thing they can't seem to get away from. But like I really like this version of it. I do think it is funny where he's like he upgrades himself and he rips the old version in half and he looks mostly the same.
Yeah, that is something.
That one's like that's like a hard one to quantify the differences on. I think, which I think is like hilarious.
I had this in my notes that I'm like, him constantly building new bodies is something that I like about the character. I do wish that the bodies evolved more over time.
Yeah,
like by the time we get to the final version, one, the movie makes fun of it and says that he doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
But which I agree. I think the other version is better. But I really wish, we saw like a better, like you said, like when he rips into another suit, it just essentially looks the same.
It's like the same when he's just bigger. But even then, it's like hard to tell the scale on that thing. So
yeah, and I can appreciate wanting to be like, well, let's not like do what like older superhero movies do and just like wait until the last 10 minutes for the person to look like the character from the comics. Like, I get that we want to just like have Ultron look like Ultron for a majority of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's kind of trying to have its cake and eat it too.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I feel like I'm not getting an understanding of what Ultron is able to do better with his other bodies.
Yeah, pretty much it's just a vanity thing, I guess.
Yeah, which
kind of I guess plays into it because he's like mostly Tony Stark. Like
because I think it's probably worthwhile to mention. Obviously, in the comics, Ultron is not a creation of Tony Stark; he's a creation of Hank Pym.
Yep.
And Ant-Man is the movie after this movie, so we haven't really introduced him yet.
Because they always said he found the program. I wish there was an acknowledgement of like those assholes like took that program. There's a reason we didn't use it. Like
sure,
like it could have been like a throwaway line, and then it could have been something they could have like circled back to in an Ant-Man movie. I guess that would have been interesting. But
think a small fun detail that I noticed in this watch: the Iron Legion at the beginning of the movie, also voiced by James Spader.
Oh, are they? I didn't even realize that. That's
it's
funny.
Just James Spader being like, "I am in program." Like he's a lot.
He's kind of doing the Alan Tudyk thing in every Star Wars.
He's not putting any kind of Spader menace on it, but I do think as a casting for the child of Robert Downey Jr., I think it's pretty inspired.
Yeah.
I think they're essentially they're contemporaries. They've started movies together before this. I think he's great in it. And I know people are like, Ultron's too jokey. Ultron's too jokey. I get having a problem, I suppose, with that. But like, if the point is that if it's a father-son dynamic, I think it works for the movie of what the movie is trying to do. It's really just kind of the physical characterization of him that I kind of have a problem with. But
don't you like when he shows up and he's like sitting there like hiding his face under like the shawl?
I do think it's funny because he's
a 7-foot tall robot.
Yes. That part is a little like hammy, but also like Ultron is kind of a hammy guy, and so is Tony. They acknowledge that in the first movie when Tony realizes where Loki is going to do the final battle, where he's like, he wants his name on the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
he's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
That is Tony Stark. So like having Ultron kind of lean into those same isms, to bring it up again, like I think is fun. I'm very excited to see Spader return.
Yes, because he's coming back in Vision Quest?
Vision Quest.
Okay.
They have confirmed that, I believe.
Is that filming or is it like
done?
Still? Oh, it's done. Oh, wow.
They showed a trailer at one of the like a comic expo or something a while ago, and it got good responses. Actually, the two guys from, do you know the Play That Goes Wrong?
Yeah.
The two guys that like run that company and that are in those, they're gonna play Tony's robots.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is pretty great.
That's fun.
Kerry Condon will not return as Friday. They have cast somebody else, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think it'll be good. I'm excited.
Kerry Condon's Friday. Jennifer
It makes her
Connelly
debut in this movie.
Is in
Karen.
It's Karen. That's right. I was like, what is Spider-Man's
in Homecoming?
Jarvis like?
But
which is funny because Jennifer Connelly is married to Paul Bettany, who plays the Vision and Jarvis. So
good stuff. Good stuff.
It's fun casting.
I guess maybe moving into rewatchability. Yeah. Like I have seen. I don't know how many times you've seen this movie.
This is the one I've seen the fewest amount of times. I think I watched it like once when it came out, and then I saw it again like on DVD or Blu-ray, and then I kind of didn't see it for a long time. I think I watched it once during the lockdown era, but like I think I've seen it like 3 times, but I've seen like all the other ones like 4 or 5 times. So
this one I actually think I have seen like 4 or 5 times.
Really?
I have seen, because I watched it like for the first time in theaters. I watched it for like MCU rewatch leading up to Infinity War. I watched it with my sister, my younger sister, because we have marathon these movies. I bring her up and I'm laughing because she looked up the podcast and she found out that I've name dropped her a bunch of times. I think it's funny.
She's like, you have a podcast?
Yeah. She was like, what? She was like, that's lame. And I was like, hey, well, shut up. No,
like, therapy's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. But I have watched it once just independently to be like, was that movie bad? And then realizing that it's not, and then watching it for this podcast.
Not. Yeah. I think it probably fits somewhere like in the middle of all of the Marvel movies at this point because there's so many. But like, as far as the Avengers movies go, like it's probably the weakest. But
I have a running letterboxed
but I think it's pretty good. I think it's underwritten.
I think the action's pretty good.
Underrated.
Underrated.
I very misspoke there.
I think the action is pretty fun. I think
the action's a lot better than Avengers 1.
They have a ton of fun with Cap's shield.
Oh yeah, they do. Well, it's funny because like Winter Soldier came out before this, and I feel like they were like, oh shit, I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's how Captain America moves.
Okay. That's cool. We're gonna take all of that.
Yes, like him going like Cap really is that motherfucker to go hand to hand with an 8-foot tall robot.
Yeah, dude, they're like ripping combos like left and right in this movie, like with him and Thor doing like
smacking the shield,
Ham and his like ping pongs into the guy. Like it's just, I don't know, it's so cool.
Even the little stuff, I love Hawkeye using the shield, like when he tosses it to Cap.
Yeah,
because there is a brief, I believe, moment in the comics where Hawkeye
has to do a Captain America.
He becomes Captain America.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's like literally for like 1 or 2 issues. It's like not like a long run, but
no, but it's Steve like acknowledges that he's like, if anyone can wield the shield as accurately as I can, it's Clint Barton.
Yeah,
which I think is a fun way to
there's only one other guy who can do the shit I do, and it's him.
It's him, which I think is funny. So getting to see him, I think that all that's good.
Yeah.
again, the Hulkbuster fight is
Hulkbuster fight's
wonderful.
Great.
I think sorry, continue. I don't know if you had a point that you were going to say.
Nope. I think I was just the combos are all really cool. I think the combo. Oh, I was gonna say Black Widow wields a shield a couple times in this movie.
Yes.
I think that's also very fun.
How do you feel about the magnet shield?
I mean, I think it's cool.
I think it's
like
cool.
I think it's cool. I like the way that he
like
throws it and then like rips them open with it.
Yes.
He's like figured out how to just bringing it back. He can use it as a weapon too.
Yeah.
I think it is funny that they like forget about it, and I'm like, I don't know. It seems handy to have. Like I feel like it's weird that he doesn't like use it later. But I could see if they were just like, we don't.
Yeah. I think there's probably.
It's like he clearly doesn't need it, I guess, but it's like, he has it. So,
yeah, I
How do you feel
love
about the suit.
Cap's suit.
Yeah, in this one.
I think up until Endgame, I think it's the best one.
Yeah.
I think it's really
This one's
good.
like for me, like right below the stealth suit, and
Sure.
and the Endgame one is like number one.
First Avengers suit. He's had pretty good.
He has.
Suits
It's really
for the most part.
his Avengers 1 suit is like the worst one.
Totally.
And it actually looks better in Endgame because they do the CGI mask for it, and they just fix whatever's wrong with the cowl. And I don't know what is wrong with it and why
I think
it doesn't
it's a
sit
real cowl. There's a behind the scenes photo or video.
Okay,
of
well
him
then whatever the tweaks are,
behind a
they.
green
'Cause I know
screen.
there's a lot where he was like filming and they were like CGing on or CGing it on for some.
I'm sure they
scenes,
did.
But
for
there
some
is
point.
probably some scenes where he's just like wearing it, but.
But yeah,
Yeah, like
Endgame-
because the cowl, he looks really sad in it. Like in that first movie, like he's like when they're doing the walk to the Quinjet, he just looks like he's like my head's gonna explode. Like
yeah, it does make his. Head
apparently
a
it
little
gave him migrines too, which I think is
bit. That makes sense.
yeah. So but yeah, whatever the tweak is in Endgame that they do, it looks a lot better and so much cooler. But yeah, this suit when it rolled up, I was like, oh, we're so back.
They kind of keep this suit for Civil War, but they remove some of the red and they
he loses the white on
desaturate
the sleeves too.
colors. He loses the white. A choice that I don't like as much.
Yeah.
But
I think they want him to look more military, I guess, and less.
Sure,
and I'm
sure.
Like, but I'm like, yeah, but like, look, you guys just did you found a way to like have the cake and eat it on that
he's
costume.
the Star-Spangled Man with a plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the suit's great. I think the Iron Man suit in this is really good.
It is, yeah.
Black Widow suit is really fun. I like that it lights up.
It's
I
like
think
a
that's
Tron
kind of
suit.
cool. Yeah.
The light cycle. situation.
Hawkeye suit, I know we said was very good.
How do we feel about Wanda's suit at the end?
Sorry, you saw like just people on video just watched me fully like.
I know.
scoff
It's like,
it
what's
off.
your suit? Oh, it kind of just looks like a jacket, but it's
Okay.
armor.
There's a couple things. One, before the final
It's a
fight
choice.
with Age of Ultron, before the final fight with Ultron, Pietro like hands her the red jacket and it's like, try that on. I hate that.
Yeah.
She should just have. It's a fucking jacket.
Yeah.
What if
she
she
could just be? It could just be her jacket.
She
It's
just
fine.
wore a jacket.
Yeah.
I think that is like a weird bit of like,
Are you telling me you don't like him when he's like everyone's suiting up and he's like Adidas?
yeah, don't love that.
I think they're Pumas or what are they? Are they
No,
Nikes?
I think they're Adidas.
Okay.
But I don't mind his shirt, like the
Yeah.
like I'm like that's pretty
Yeah,
looks pretty
compression
good.
shirt, yeah.
But I am like, there's the ceremony of it that they do.
Yeah.
It feels a little too it's just not integrated into the story well enough.
No,
I think
not really.
that's the kind of stuff that I don't like with comic book suits, where I'm like you don't need to like pretend that let's try to work a little bit harder on that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, by WandaVision they kind of figure it out. So
WandaVision, they totally figure it out.
no,
I think her
That's
new
such a better look.
her new suits in WandaVision and Doctor Strange, I think, are sick. I think they're great. And Elizabeth Olsen has also expressed that she's like, my costume was like a corset and a coat, and I didn't love that.
Yeah.
And she's completely right.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think
It's a valid criticism.
it's a little. Yeah, her costume is whatever, dude, and it's some, not to be too like again blunt about it, but
Looks
like,
like it was designed by a dude.
yes, that is very true.
Yeah.
And also, that I don't know if because people who are like reading the behind the scenes stuff, they really the director of this movie really wanted to put Captain Marvel in this movie and really wanted to have her at the end. There are behind the scenes photos with a stand-in person, and they were going to put Captain Marvel in later when they revealed the new Avengers. I remember hearing something that maybe the entrance shot of Black Widow or of Scarlet Witch, that was a readjust of what Captain Marvel's entrance was going to be.
Interesting.
That they basically just like reskinned it. I don't know what the legitimacy is to that.
Yeah.
But I do think that intro shot looks a little weird of her at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I love a lot of the stuff that she does. I think the physicality of the magic that she uses is really cool.
Yeah. I like when she does like little inchworm stuff.
Yeah, I
with her
love
fingers.
the little stuff with her fingers. That's
I like
very
how
good.
she is like in this one a little bit.
Yeah, she's
like,
a little freaky.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
She's like,
they do the sped up footage. I think is fun.
They're like, he's fast, she's weird.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think that really quite explains their powers, but it's funny, so I'll allow
Something that I do really like in this movie is Steve's empathy towards the twins.
I think that's some very nice stuff.
The line of him being like, people who would undergo government experiments in order to protect the people in their country. I wonder where they'd get that. That's pretty crazy. Like, I like that Cap.
He's like, how could they do that? And everyone's like,
yeah, I think all that stuff is really good. I mean, if we're going to talk also about rewatchability and Cap, I feel like we have to talk about, or we briefly touched on it, the lifting of the hammer scene.
Yeah.
That is magic. Like,
yeah, that's such a good scene. I
that
love
whole
all them
party
hanging
scene.
out is so fun.
I mean,
I was on the beaches of Normandy, Blondie, bring it.
Yeah, all that stuff. Like, boom, you looking for this?
Yeah, that stuff's really fun. Like, that's
Iconic.
really funny, and I think it's funny that like Rhodey gets like some like in the later movies, he's got a little bit of like the I get to fuck around now too, and like kind of dog on some people.
Gets to show up in the third act of this, which I think is very fun.
Yeah, I think that's fun.
I
always think Falcon's gonna show up at the end of this one too, and then
I had the same thought.
I was like, oh yeah, it's just Rhodey.
Well, because he's up in the beginning.
Yeah, he shows up at the beginning, and then he shows up at the very end when they're doing like the new lineup and stuff. But
yeah,
but
I would have loved
funny
to see
that
him.
it felt like he was gonna show up and be a little like, oh, on your left, like.
Yeah. Well, they're holding that. They're waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're like, not yet. I got an idea.
No, yeah, I think
you have to wait 7 movies to do it, but
I find this movie pretty rewatchable.
It's very
I
rewatchable.
Think people like it's like I not to like.
It's like the one you get to see them hang out with each other the most.
Yeah, I like seeing
like,
the Avengers as a team
because
together.
like you said earlier, like in the Avengers 1, like they're trying to figure out how to be a team, so they spend a lot of time of that like not actually together.
Yeah,
and then like in this one, they're like exclusively together, barring Thor dipping for a hot tub sesh.
They tend to separate them a lot.
And then Infinity War, they're just like not together at all. So
which there's some fun, and we'll talk about it next week with Infinity War. There's some fun of shuffling all the Marvel characters and having them all interact with each other. So like there is merit in doing that.
There's merit in that one, but it's like we don't get a lot of this, and like we're not getting it with the new team either. So it's like it's kind of makes it more special, I guess. Like,
yeah,
'cause it's the only time we get it.
Yeah. Any kind of rewatchability notes, or we want to go into
No,
narrative
I think
runway?
it's pretty rewatchable. I think there is like a little bit of pacing issues right in that like we're trying to figure out what's going on with Vision and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I still enjoy it all. So it's like not even like I'm like mad or disappointed or anything. I just I'm enjoying it.
Do you want to shout out Andy Serkis's Claw?
Yes.
A very fun performance
Very fun.
that I love to watch.
Very fun. Yeah. And he's great in Black Panther too. I wish he stuck around, to be honest, but I see what they did with him there.
Yeah, I get why they do it in Black Panther. I think it works for that story, but it does.
But it is you are just like, damn, like he's really fun to watch. And
he's super fun.
It would have been fun to watch him like just get more and more like insane and powerful or robotic or whatever,
Yeah, totally. But in terms of narrative runway, how do you feel like this movie leaves us off?
I think, it does set up a lot for other movies. Like you said, it is a little clunky at times, but it's covering its bases. It's trying to set up all the other stuff. So I think there's narrative runway, and you see the team at the end, so you always kind of go like, oh, well, I do want to see what they do next. Like,
yeah, the team is really, I think, one of the like outside of all the clear sequel setup. Like I'm trying to think if there's stuff outside of the stuff that they're already planning, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The new Avengers as a team, I am like, I do wish we could have seen more of them. We see them for 2 seconds in Civil War.
Yeah.
And then they all get split up again.
Yeah, and then they have to take sides. And
I like Civil War a lot. I think that movie's great.
Civil War slaps. That movie's amazing.
Yes. And it all works again for what that movie is doing. I mean, it's literally Civil War. Of course, the characters are going to split off. But I am like, how this new team interacts, and like all that stuff is exciting, and like, you know, yeah, I think there's enough here to continue. It doesn't reckon with the like event, like what is the world's relationship with the Avengers.
Yeah.
A lot. They do it a little bit with like the people hitting the Iron Legion and stuff like that. But I guess that's what Civil War ends up becoming.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that's obviously Hulk disappearing, like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of ooh, I do you kind of just go like, what do they do next, you know?
Yeah.
And so
I think there's enough there. Yeah, I think they do a good job.
You're like, the world's always going to need saving, so even if you don't know like what is going to happen or that it's going to be Civil War and stuff like that, it just feels like, no, the team's there, so like these characters are great, you know, and like they do a good job with them. So like even if they weren't doing all the little setups that they do, you just kind of want to see what they do. Yeah, you enjoy hanging out with them.
True, and obviously like the main three kind of separate, right? Iron Man goes off, and Thor goes off, and then Cap stays, and so you do ask the question, like, you know, what is it gonna take to have them all come back together again to fight?
Yeah.
Obviously, the answer is Thanos. But there's some hiccups in the middle there.
Like the answer is Grimace.
Yeah, it's true. I like this movie a lot. I don't think it's perfect.
It is not. No, but it has its little quirks.
But
I still think it's really enjoyable for what it was and in the time it came out too. So
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I kind of look back at it with a lot of love.
Do we want to break down our scores?
I think we should break down our scores, dude.
All right. Do you want to start us off, or do you want to start me?
You can start it off. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I will.
Kick it off. Know what you're thinking. Know what you're thinking.
I'll kind of tease it out, I suppose. For quality of film, I gave it the full point.
Nice.
I gave it a 1. I think there is some clunky, you know, exposition and stuff like that. But again, our options for these scores are no point, half a point, or 1 point. I think this movie is ultimately successful in what it's doing. I think the Thor stuff really holds it back.
Yeah.
But if I'm rounding up or rounding down, I find myself rounding up. Rewatchability, again, I give it a full point. I think this movie's super rewatchable.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to see the Avengers as a team having fun and trying to solve a problem. I think I like having them all together, and I wish that we got more of that. I would have loved to see them. I know they did Secret Invasion as a show with Nick Fury, and I understand the motivation to do that, but something like a Secret Invasion with the Avengers would have been really cool.
It probably would have been it probably would have worked a lot better in that environment than what they ended up doing.
Yeah, I just think, you know, and that's one of many examples of who the Avengers could have fought that would have been interesting.
Skrulls are always interesting, except
that's true.
That time they actually did it.
Yeah. And then unfortunately it didn't really work. And then in terms of narrative runway, I gave it a full point. The movie is setting up a lot, however how clunky it is seeking more exploration of these characters and its world. And so, you know, I know I think I said last week, Phase 2 I find a bit underrated. I think people really miss them, you know, ignore that phase in a lot of ways, but like Guardians 1, Cap 2, Ant-Man, like this.
There's good stuff in the world. You can see the world like expanding, and it's like fun. Like it's kind of an experiment, you know.
Of Dark World that I like.
Yeah, Dark World, I don't think as bad as people say it is, but I also understand some of the criticism. like I get it, but I feel like people really like to rag on that movie, and I think it's fine.
I think it suffers from having probably the worst villain.
It definitely has like the weakest villain. Like I'm not trying to stand here and say that it's a masterpiece,
I get you.
But I feel like people like love bashing it, and I'm like, I don't know that it's like worthy of like that level of hate. But you know, to each their own, I guess. But
I gave it the full 3.
The full 3.
I gave it the full 3.
I gave it the full 3 for mostly the exact same reasons. I feel like with the quality, I feel like there is some like clunkiness, but I feel like they're doing stuff that has never been done before.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's a little bit of forgiveness in the fact that it like you said, it's mostly successful in what it's trying to do. And so I feel like given that this is like there's a lot of stuff to like learn from like what works and what doesn't work in terms of like setup. And I feel like a lot of what they try to set up does get paid off ultimately. So it's like, I think it all ultimately ends up working.
Sure.
Even if it wasn't like the smoothest way to do it. But like you said, this movie is like a blast. I like watching it. Everyone's so fun. There's so many great jokes in it. Maybe too many jokes, but like
there's definitely too many jokes.
There's definitely too many jokes, but like it's
but when
like
they work,
when the jokes are good, they're good. Like when Hawkeye's like, no one would know.
Love that.
No one would know. Oh yeah, just
Yeah, we'll miss the bastard.
We'll miss him. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I mean, yeah, like it's a fun watch. I was really enjoying this one. So,
fair.
And then I think there is narrative runway. It's not as like teed off to know exactly what they're supposed to be doing in the next one, but like they're there and ready for another threat. So and I like these characters. So. I feel a full point is in order. So
fair.
Well, I have the full 3.
Do we want to turn our heads to the side or in the bit turn upwards
into the sky?
Let's see what
I'm
Dish
up here.
has to say.
Yeah, no.
Is the weather any different or
the Phantom of the podcast?
Yeah, I think you guys really said a lot of it, and I agree. Like I was sharing you with Matt before this as we were walking up. It's like. I really had felt like this was just the redheaded stepchild of the Avengers movie.
It's that kid in Cheaper by the Dozen,
right? It's FedEx, like. But realistically, like I so enjoyed it, and it's solid, but it doesn't feel like it's as connected to like the long game, like the Infinity Saga, or like it just doesn't feel like it. It feels like more like what we want before Doomsday, where it's like we want just like a team up movie where they're just like. Doing a mission. I similarly, you put it really well, Matt, and I think for me it's like I find myself rounding up for this, like with the problems it has, it's still a solid movie. Like I think that it was done really well, CG, all that type of stuff, some writing things like you guys pointed out. Rewatchability, I enjoyed it. I've seen this movie a ton of times actually. I think this was this was for sure one of those movies we had on like DVD that we would watch like all the time,
Nice.
And then for narrative runway, I do think it sets up a lot. I think the whole Thor thing is like, I don't know what it was really doing, even seeing the stuff that happens afterwards. But I think, it does set up a lot. So I also give it a 3 out of 3, which puts it at a 9 out of 10 for us. Dang. I don't know if I'd give it my wild card, but it's up there.
Is anyone you want to give it a wild card?
I feel like I was already rounding up to get the full 3 a little bit.
Yeah. I'm with you on
with
that.
love, but I'm like I might be saving that for a different one.
Agreed. That's fair. You're gonna wait for Quantumania.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll give it the full point for that one.
I'm going to give it no points and then just give it my extra point because I feel bad.
A pity point? Damn, that's brutal. That's rough.
Yeah. Just to give Paul Rudd some love. And no one else.
I will say I did not expect us to give it a 9.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna maybe like rock out with like a 7 or something.
I thought it was good after last week with the Avengers episode, and I was like, they're not the wild card movies. They're not our 10 out of 10s, but these are good movies.
Yeah.
My guess is the next 2 are also 3 out of 3s from us because they were done well.
Yeah, not to get ahead of ourselves.
Not to get ahead.
Those movies, I gave them both a 0.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that they're done well, and it's hard to like.
I'm like Infinity War. I don't understand the ending. What was that about?
Yeah. I don't like how sad it is. So 0 out of 10.
Why did we lose?
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to be the Dark Knight or something.
That's so true.
Zack Snyder should have directed Infinity War.
Thank you for saying it. I've literally been waiting someone to point this out. Dave's just slowly sinking farther back into the couch.
My neck beard is becoming more neck.
Like comic book guy kind of thing.
I'm like,
but yeah,
Zack Snyder should direct Infinity War.
I mean, like my letterboxed score is a 3.5 out of 5. So like, but I do think for the criteria of what we're judging with this podcast, it's what makes our rating system I think so interesting. Is like,
it's like you can have a movie that kind of is like this and still squeak out a 9.
Well, because also you don't need. I think it's important to say like you don't need a movie that is like a masterpiece in order to have something that offers something exciting. Like there are movies that like have. I'm trying to think of like some examples, but like like Avatar is a movie that I really love, but like there are like the characters are a bit generic in their first run through, but then because of the world and because of the themes, they're able to unpack all of this new stuff with Quaritch. You know what I mean? Like I think that is where I think I like our score and I have fun with it.
I do.
But next week, we're gonna have
Destiny Arrives.
Dude,
dread it.
Run from it. A new episode of We Need One More arrives. All the
same. Yeah.
I was gonna call out because we were pointing out even just the jump that you have from Avengers to Age of Ultron, like
there's a lot that happens in between these movies.
That happens.
Like there's so much. Like
it's hard to talk
between
about
those two
without talking about those ones.
I'm gonna pull it up again just to double check because I know that we decided let's just do Avengers movies, and and I really think that's a good move because there's so many. But I mean, even in between this episode and last episode, Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy technically take place.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
and then we're at Age of Ultron.
Yep.
Now, if you guys really want to, prepare for next week and be like super fans, that includes Ant-Man, Civil War, technically Black Widow, which I will die on a hill saying that is a good movie.
I need to rewatch it
if it came out chronologically.
I think it would have been. I agree. I think
knowing
it would
she dies.
I think it would have worked a lot better if they had come out in 100% phase 3 zone.
But Spider-Man: Homecoming, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Thor: Ragnarok, and then Infinity War.
Dang.
So that's like
there's like seven movies in between. Whereas
there's so much.
Because the other one was only how many was it? Just 5? Or
it was like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
To the audience, if you guys are true fans, like you should watch all of them leading up to the next week's episode. It's 8 movies in a week, which means it's 1 movie a day, and then you double up one day.
Yeah.
Call out of work. Fuck those guys. Like, we're not going to do it because we have to record the episode next.
Yeah.
So, like, it's too late for us.
It's way too late.
It's not too late for you.
But it's not too late for you.
We have those strings.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have the strings on us. That is the recording schedule. So we have to make it work.
Yeah.
But you guys should call out of work and watch 8 movies in a week.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Don't bill us.
I don't want my
legally you cannot bill us.
This is not legal advice. Don't do what we say.
I feel like
unless you feel like it. That's your choice, not what we said.
Any final words before we head on into the Infinity War?
Reminder to check out the Patreon if you like Star Wars.
Yes. We
check out the Patreon.
For those who maybe didn't listen to the whole episode last week or are just jumping in for this new this week, you're a new listener. We have a Patreon. We talk about longer series, movies that are more than like 5 or 6 generally.
We had some feedback about doing all of the Mission Impossible movies, so this is our answer to that.
Yes. So we are covering the main Star Wars movies on the Patreon.
Yeah.
At this point, we've just done A New Hope, right? That's what we've done, and then we will be talking about the rest of them.
So 9 movie this week.
Yeah,
because you got to include Star Wars and listen to that throughout the month.
That's actually true. You should also, true, watch that.
Super fans only watch about 12 to 14 movies to keep up with this.
And if you're really connected with George Lucas, he would want you to have the full context of the prequels, so you should really watch 1 through 3.
Yeah.
So it's really like 12 movies.
And you should also understand him, so you have to watch THX 1138 and American Graffiti.
So that's like 14 movies. But you're calling out of work anyway.
And then if you're like doing a run in the 70s, you should probably just do Jaws and The Conversation also.
I think it's also Planet of the Apes also kind of a big one. Flash Gordon, things you should watch. We'll send a newsletter. But if you guys want to listen to us talk about A New Hope,
but we're talking Star Wars. A New Hope was already up there, so
if
you're interested, you should go check it out.
It's $2.99 a month for 1 extra episode that you guys get. We play a little. We have a little fun.
I just pull the $3 out and I hand it to myself.
Nice.
Put it in my other pocket.
Infinite money.
No.
But we'll have everything linked below, so feel free to click that if you guys are open to it. I'm like an
extension cord plugged into himself.
Hey, dude, that's just smart.
There's also a metaphor for how far my head shoved. Never mind.
What? No. But if you guys want to listen to us talk about A New Hope and the rest of the Star Wars movies, we're going 4, 5, 6, 1 through 3, 7, 8, 9.
So if you want to support the show, that's a good way to do it. If not, you can always comment, like, and subscribe and tell a friend.
Yes, and we'll see you next week to talk about Infinity War and whether or not Thanos was right.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Big questions, yeah.
He's definitely not, guys. He's the bad guy.
Or do we forgive Star-Lord?
Or is he the only one that understands?
He might be the only one.
We're going to learn a lot about
find out next week.
Our wonderful producer Michael Dishman next week when he advocates for Thanos.
Yes.
You know
Dish was watching that one like magnificent.
Maybe my favorite part of the movie. Unbelievable.
He was like
did that.
few moments.
Best supporting actor nominee Benicio del Toro. Let's cut these strings loose and let's go do something else.
All right. Okay. All right. See you in the next one.
See you next week. Thanks for listening to another episode of We Need One More.
Be sure to click on the link for our socials and to subscribe to our Patreon, as those are the best ways to support the podcast.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.